All right, ladies and gentlemen, as WWE continues to just plow through the year that is 2024, we've got Money in the Bank that came and went before we knew it. And I gotta say, once again, it was a fantastic show. Let's get into it, guys. I think we're ready for SummerSlam, man. I think Money in the Bank was a particularly fun show to watch this year. We started off with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which was very surprising. It kind of let us know that there was a lot to be had in store because normally the men's Money in the Bank ladder match is something that can close the show. Nonetheless, guys, these six men went out there and put on a great Money in the Bank ladder match this year. We were very surprised to see Drew McIntyre win this ladder match for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Uh, Throwing a ladder in main event Jey Uso's face, who was, some would say, the runner up of this match and even the fan favorite. A lot of people were predicting Jey Uso to win this match, including myself. Nonetheless, man, Drew McIntyre wins the match. It makes sense for him to win the match, and we'll get into what went down on the show soon. Next, we had what was probably the most interesting match put on this Money in the Bank card, and that was Sami Zayn taking on Braun Breaker and defending his Intercontinental Championship as well. Now, I think Sami Zayn has done a fantastic job. Months before he dethroned Gunther, I said Sami Zayn is the man for the job in terms of dethroning Gunther and carrying what is now a highly regarded Intercontinental Championship. But honestly, I didn't see him winning this match. And nonetheless, guys, he did. Sami Zayn defeated Braun Breaker. Very crazy stuff, honestly. I don't think it's bad on Braun Breaker, but I do indeed think that it's really good for Sammy to get the win here. I think Braun will be okay. He just started his main roster run a couple months ago, and now he has taken what I believe to be his first loss on the main roster. Nonetheless, guys, this is a big rub for Sami Zayn. This definitely shows us, the fans, what Sami Zayn means to the company. It's a huge win for Sami Zayn, like I said, and I'm really excited to see where he takes this Intercontinental Championship from here because I do think it's been a really good title reign, and I do think Sami Zayn is one of the only people that could have kept the hype going for the Intercontinental Championship after Gunther, and he's doing so very well. Now, like I said, man, the wheel never stops with pro wrestling, so let's see what's next for Sami Zayn, but so far so good. Absolutely. Next, man, this was very interesting stuff. We had the Money in the Bank host, Trish Stratus, introduce John Cena to the show as John Cena came out to cut a little promo for us at home and then the fans in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So now we have found out that John Cena will be kicking off his retirement tour, his farewell tour in the year 2025. Of course, we learned more from the press conference that WWE held after Money in the Bank than we did in John Cena's actual promo during the show. So, guys, here we have it. If you haven't seen the press conference, John Cena will begin wrestling in January of 2025, and he will have his last match in December of 2025, roughly, is what they were kind of hinting at there. He's going to have about 30 to 40 dates in the year of 2025. So he's going to be around quite a bit for this farewell tour. And then he's gone. He'll probably be a part of WWE at some capacity, whether that's just from a creative standpoint or from a rare visit every now and then. But after the year 2025, John Cena is done in the ring. Nonetheless, guys, he's going to have a ton of dates, several matches, probably does a dozen matches at least. If you're doing 30 to 40 dates, I would think you're going to have at least a dozen matches. But very interesting stuff here, guys. John Cena is on his way out in terms of being an in-ring wrestler, and we'll have plenty of time to enjoy him before that happens. Very cool. Next, man, and I thought this was going to be the main event, but no, this was in the middle of the card, third match on the card. We had Damian Priest versus Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, the stipulation made between Seth Rollins and Damian Priest was if Priest lost the title, then Priest would no longer be a part of the Judgment Day. That didn't happen, and Damian Priest actually retained the World Heavyweight Championship here, but not after a ton of crazy stuff went down. As we said in the opening match, Drew McIntyre won the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. He then proceeded to walk down during this World Heavyweight Championship match and cash in that Money in the Bank contract, making it a triple threat match. And of course, what do you guys think happened? Yes, it happened. CM Punk once again came out to screw over Drew McIntyre. So not only has Drew McIntyre been got by CM Punk one more time, but Drew McIntyre no longer has the Money in the Bank contract. That has to be the shortest time that the Money in the Bank contract has been won and then been used. Nonetheless, guys, Damian Priest is still our world heavyweight champion. It looks like Drew McIntyre no longer has a world title match in his future as he blew it, and CM Punk is ultimately the reason that he blew it. So I expect to see those two guys wrestle at some capacity at SummerSlam. It ultimately depends on if CM Punk is healthy enough to go at SummerSlam because this feud between these two gentlemen has been building and building and building. Not only did Drew McIntyre and CM Punk get into it, but Seth freaking Rollins was very upset and had some words for CM Punk after the match as well. It looks like WWE would like to have the Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk match sometime down the line. We know that Drew McIntyre and CM Punk is the hotter feud right now, so we're most likely going to see that one first. I can almost guarantee that we're going to see that one first. Nonetheless, guys, we still got Rollins and Punk on the horizon. And honestly, it's very interesting because they really teased Damian Priest leaving the Judgment Day. He has been doing some babyface things like keeping his faction, the Judgment Day, away from his matches. And El Campeon Damian Priest looks to handle his business alone, one on one. That's a very babyface thing. It's very commendable and honorable from a storyline standpoint. So I do expect a face turn from Damian Priest, even though they may drag it out for a few more months. Nonetheless, guys, we have Gunther up next. SummerSlam is advertising Gunther versus Damian Priest now that Damian Priest has officially retained the World Heavyweight Championship. If you guys don't remember, Gunther won the King of the Ring tournament a couple months ago, which guaranteed him a match at SummerSlam, and he is going after that World Heavyweight Championship. I did personally want to see Seth freaking Rollins versus Gunther in SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship, but I do understand that Damian Priest versus Gunther is also a solid match. And who's to say they don't spice things up a little bit? Maybe Damian Priest continues to be a face as Gunther is that dominant heel. Who's to say they don't make it a triple threat of sorts? I don't think that's necessary, but they can do that if they wanted to. Nonetheless, guys, we have Damian Priest versus Gunther at SummerSlam, and the Money in the Bank contract for the men is no longer in play. For a minute there, it really felt like there was a lot going on as Drew McIntyre had the briefcase. Seth freaking Rollins and Damian Priest hadn't wrestled yet, and it was all up in the air in terms of who was to fight Gunther and defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther at SummerSlam. All of that was cleared in this match for the World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank. Cool. Next, man, the penultimate main event of the show was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And this was a match that was very fun. I saw a lot of crazy spots. I really hope Zoe Stark is okay. She just took a crazy spot off the top of the ladder from Io Sky. We saw Chelsea Green take a two-table spot before the end of the match in her home country of Canada. That was also very entertaining. Nonetheless, guys, Tiffany Stratton is Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffy in the Bank, if you will. And yeah, I think that's a solid option to go with there. Tiffany Stratton's a fantastic women's wrestler. I think a few months of her holding that briefcase and then finally cashing it in when she is ready to be the WWE Women's Champion will be very entertaining. I think we're on the path to success here. I think we're on the right path here. with Tiffany Stratton in that women's division in SmackDown for sure. So yeah, guys. Next and last but not least, we had our main event of Money in the Bank. We had Solo's Bloodline taking on Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens in a six-man tag team match. And this also gave us a chance to see Jacob Fatu in a WWE ring for the first time. So I think this was a solid main event. I really didn't expect WWE to put this match on last, but I understand why they did. Highly entertaining stuff here, guys. I think those who weren't familiar with Jacob Fatu learned that Jacob Fatu can go in the ring and now understand the hype around Jacob Fatu. I was so excited to see what he can do in this WWE ring, and he did fantastic. Nonetheless, guys, the finish of the match saw Solo Sikoa getting a pinfall over the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes. As we know, we are all but guaranteed to have Solo Sikoa going for that undisputed WWE championship at SummerSlam against Cody Rhodes. So for Solo Sikoa to get a pinfall against Cody Rhodes here really heightens, anticipates, and builds up that match, that SummerSlam main event. We don't know if it'll be the main event of SummerSlam, but we do know that this match, Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, will be happening at SummerSlam. So I do think that this was all good stuff here, guys. The bloodline looks stronger than ever, dare I say. They really freaking do, man. The Gorillas of Destiny, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, the new tribal chief. It's all good stuff. And I'm very excited to see Cody versus Solo at SummerSlam. Um, yeah, man, Bloodline looking strong to close out the show. But that's not it, guys, because going into the post show for Money in the Bank, we had Drew McIntyre crash the party at the post show panel, throwing stuff around, referees getting in his way, but he is belligerently angry and he's throwing stuff around, throwing refs around. Adam Pearce, a WWE official, had to come in and step between Drew and the referees. Wade Barrett got involved, getting between Adam Pearce and Drew McIntyre. I love when WWE does fun stuff like this. It looks like Drew McIntyre is more pissed than ever, which I didn't think was possible. And I think Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk at SummerSlam is all systems go. I really hope CM Punk is able to wrestle at SummerSlam because they've been building this CM Punk and Drew McIntyre feud for a while. Nonetheless, guys, this was an awesome card. Nobody expected Drew McIntyre to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, let alone cash in the briefcase on the same show only to lose it. Very interesting stuff, man. Tiffy time. We've got a couple months with that briefcase. We'll see how long WWE takes to develop her and get her ready for her WWE Women's Championship reign, which I do think is well warranted. Say what you want about Tiffy time, but she is fantastic, man. She's a great in-ring performer and a great character. She's got it for sure. Sami Zayn getting through Braun Breaker. Who saw that coming? I was talking to my friends like, yo, I don't think Sami Zayn is going to get through this. I understand they're in Canada, but I don't think Sami Zayn is going to get through this, man. He proved me wrong, that's for sure. And I'm happy he proved me wrong because Sami Zayn's freaking fantastic. Generational star, honestly. Nonetheless, guys, that's all we got. That's Money in the Bank. That was a summary and analysis. I'll see you guys for Monday Night Raw. Peace out.